Good evening, traders. MR Strategies on the 15th of April. In closing, after today's trading session, I did not go live today. I was a little tied up. It actually did me a favor because this thing pretty much made their turn from the minute Europe opened, pretty much after midnight. You can see right here, they bottomed out, and then right here at the pivot, which has been just, in a bull trend extreme, you need to pay attention to this location for opportunities to get long. And I mean, just look at this move. It went from 22 straight to R1 at 40 and really didn't give you much. I mean, right here, they gave you uh, another opportunity to get on board. This would be a continuation long. I mean, obviously the trend is strong. The momentum is, well, it faded a little bit. It's pre-open, so, and I didn't even see this actually, but it didn't make a difference. By the time I got on, they were moving, so I was kind of on my hands. In fact, I took this short right here. Didn't have much more to deal with. That's all I had, and I did my best. I got some off, and then I got stopped out on a run up, and then obviously they just went off, and I didn't get re-engaged until right about here. And this is how I trade. I mean, if I'm not getting my longs from where I want them or what is offered, then I gotta play it the other way, and that's to take the counter trend short from the extremes. And this is a good one. It's a red to blue, a blue to red reversal at R2. And, in my playbook, you always take advantage of the first attack of a location and a reversal with confirmation. And this one had it. So this one played out pretty good. It didn't really fall apart and it stalled at 50 and it went red to blue. And at this stage of the game, I was just managing the shorts. I rolled my stop down because I could tell where this day was going. It was on its own, beating to its own drum. Right, look at the 15. It just, I mean, we gapped. We gapped 20 handles. I think we settled around 25, the closing bell, and we opened up 20 handles and we didn't even threaten. So there's 20 handles to pay attention to when this market does roll over. And the rest of the day was what it was. It was kind of a chop fest. And you know what? After that was it. I made two trades. Uh, I didn't see any reason in challenging it or chasing it at these levels. Sometimes you just gotta let the market do what it does. I mean, if you're a trend trader, here's another opportunity: a double bottom at 54, and then one more run up into the close where they jacked up another high. So this market just continues to impress traders, and like I said, we all want to take advantage of the long opportunities when they present themselves. But days like today, you got to be taking a perspective and like, what do you want to do? And my trading style is if I can't get it where I want, I'm gonna play the fade at the extremes and see how that plays out. So this one wasn't great. I made a little money on them, stopped out of the balance. I took the short here. I just didn't see the long opportunities in terms of what I like, and I let it be. And some days you just let it go. I mean, that's how I am. I don't think it's necessary to trade every day, every movement. I believe in having a game plan and sticking to it. And if it doesn't play out my way, then you know what? I'm okay with that. And there'll be days with that like that. It's better than putting on a trade and being wrong and getting frustrating yourself and then trying to fight it back to get it back. It's just the worst way to trade. You know, have a plan, stick with it, and let it play out. So this is today's trading session. If I can give you any information for tomorrow, it'll probably be this 43 area right here. It's kind of where we took off from. So let's just box this in because you can see these highs right here, and then you can see this make it 40. Let's call 40 the moment. You can see this line right here. That's your gap. That's left. So if they're going to come fill it, and trust me, gaps get filled. I just don't know if they'll do it tomorrow, the next day, or the following days. But I trust me, they do get filled. But right now, this market is just so strong, and all the economic news is supporting it. And I think the market's factoring in all of this to the point where it it's almost like it's almost too vulnerable to something bad happening, or maybe some bad news, and or just profit taking. Listen, I'm not sitting here trying to tell you that this rally is not legit. It totally is, but it sometimes just gets so ahead of itself, and I think that's where they kind of take advantage of the retail traders. Everybody just keeps a jump on it because it just seems so too easy, and that's where a lot of traders get kind of in trouble because they're like lemmings and they're just following them over the cliff. And you got to be smart about your trading entries and about how you want to play it. I mean, listen, if you get the signals from these higher highs, then please take them. Manage them accordingly. Make sure you have your stops, but understand where you're at here. These are extreme highs, a bull trend extreme, making higher highs, and very limited retracements. And we got this really great shakeout, and it just kind of proves my point and my theory about my entire analysis on trading and how you know the big players take advantage of value. I mean, you got this sell off, and I went live twice this week, and I really hope you guys put the time in to watch my presentations because it proved it. And I turned it on, and I was actually taking a shorts all morning, but it was in such a tight range that I had to manage it accordingly because it's wound too tight to the upsides. I am not sure what triggered this sell off. I don't know if it was just a knee jerk reaction to Powell's statements that were not negative at all. It was just confirmation of a strong market, which was confirmed this morning with the numbers. And it shows you the vulnerability of the market, even on anything. If they want to just take a little profits, look how hard they rammed it. But at the end of the day, they they bottomed out, and they didn't really. It took a while, but I guess once they got these numbers out, all it did is confirm everything else, and they didn't even bother to come back and retrace. They took off overnight, pretty much from right here to around 21. So this is probably the bigger area to pay attention to, but that'll be the gap fill. So let's just see how this plays out tomorrow. Let's take a look at our levels. I mean, pivots at 56. That was kind of up in it's no man's land again. Um, you know, my my approach towards these higher highs is to see what's happening at the extremes. 72 is your R1. If they gap them higher again, you have to look for the opportunity for the short, just as it played out this morning when it got to R2 at about 10 o'clock. It was a 20 plus handle rally at that point. A retracement was due, and it's not necessarily going to happen that way, but the market it's telling you it, and it's happening at the locations, and this is the emphasis and the significance of what I'm trying to share in terms of the analysis of trading the ES or any other market. I guarantee you that when you plot these pivots, you're going to see some significant information taking place from these locations. And, you know, we all want to be on board, but we don't need to chase it. And I think it's important as a trader to understand that be patient. Don't trade it to trade it. Make sure that your entries make sense to you and it's what you want to do. Not because everybody else is doing it, but that's because it looks good and the trade is the right trade. So it's the kind of the best type of information and help I can provide to all traders, new and seasoned traders. But please pay attention to these locations because they're super important, as are the moving averages. And you can just see how this day just it is what it is. It was an outlier uh, inside higher day, and it held on, and the averages came in around 53, and it pinched them. Man, the day was already set. The numbers all confirmed everything they knew. I don't to this. I still don't know what shook them out yesterday, but believe me, it was needed, it was necessary, and it truly proves my point about value. And the value rate was right in there off of that, and that was S1 reversal buy, which I was live showing you. I took it. I mean, you probably looked at it and said, "What the hell am I doing?" There's a 20 handle drop. I'm proving a point. I'm proving to you that how price reacts in these type of market states. In a market state's a bull trend extreme, you have to pay attention. All week it played out to the pivot. The pivot hold, and I'm not going to go back on them. I mean, I've been showing this for you guys for the last 9 trading sessions, and pivot reversal longs have been just honestly, I think they've been like 7 for 7. They've been just golden all week, and this time they broke through it. And interesting enough, it actually turned out to be resistance because we never really got through it until overnight, and then they had overnight to absorb the reality of it all, and then the numbers just nobody wants to be caught short. You could just see how they ran them up from about midnight to about Euro at 2 o'clock. They opened up at 40. I'm sorry, around 39.40, and they never gave back. And then the numbers came out, and bada bing, bada boom. Here we are back to another contract high, and all the markets are making it. So, this is MR Strategies. I'm Mike Rabinowitz. Like I said, I went live this week. Take a look at the videos are long, but that's the way it's going to be if you're going live. You have to play it out, and I did that on Wednesday, and I did that Tuesday, and I did it Wednesday, and had some really nice trades. It was really nice to see, and I'm hoping you guys can really see the importance of what I am trying to share with any new trader or any regular trader. These areas work. Location, location, location. It's big in real estate. Trust me, it plays out in the markets as well. Understanding price, how it reacts to the moving averages, and then once it goes beyond the moving averages, you're playing your levels. R1. Is there any surprise that R1 was yesterday's high and or that S1 was yesterday's low? Locations, guys. It's failure locations. Overbought area. Market can't find buyers. Eventually it collapsed. Came down. Market's super extreme bull. In fact, well, I think I adjusted that trend line. It was a little higher, but it was still relevant. Um, and look at the result. Look at the move. We made that low, and we banged out another 50 handles to the upside. So this market is just on autopilot to the upside, guys. But you know what I'm trying to emphasize and teach here is that you can make money against the grain, but make sure you get confirmation when you take the counter trend shorts. And you can make money on it and manage them accordingly. I mean, ideally, we all want to be long. I mean, but do you just want to wake up and buy it to buy it? I mean, obviously, irony of it is yeah, it's actually played out, but that's not how we trade. You want to be smart. You want to be a thinking man's trader. Have a game plan, and you know what? Execute with confidence and establish some consistency. That's what it's about. And that in itself would lead to success across the board. So, listen, have a great day, guys. I'm not going to go live tomorrow. I just wanted to show a couple of days. I want to see some input in terms of how you guys are taking to my analysis and or the interest even in trading as a whole. So, have a great evening, and I will be on board maybe tomorrow morning to see where we're at. And it's Friday. I don't expect a whole lot. They might take a little money off the table, but I think they're going to hold. And you know what? We'll see how it plays out. So Have a great night. Hope trading's been great for you guys, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.